So this is the last slide. We also saw all these different type of solid waste materials, and we saw that under solid waste material there are various categories. In these categories we have seen what is domestic waste, industrial waste, hazardous waste, farm garden waste, electronic waste, biomedical waste, urban waste, second last radioactive waste, and the last one, that's mining waste. Now meanwhile, in the last lecture we have also seen the images of all these different type of waste, correct? We began this topic with different public places, what's problematic, we started identifying them, and later on we understood that yes, what is lacking there. Now the question which I started first was, can we recycle all of them together? The obvious answer to this was a big no, right? We cannot recycle all of these things together. So what's the solution? We need to segregate, correct? And in order to segregate all these things, first we need to know the different categories or different types of solid waste. And therefore, we started categorizing different types of solid waste. Now, let me move on to each one slide quickly so that we are getting a glance at what all things we have learned. Correct? We first saw domestic waste. Then we move on to the second category, that's industrial waste. In industrial waste, we saw chemicals, sewage, no, that's slurry, ashes, and various metal waste. Now coming to the third type of solid waste, we saw something called as hazardous waste. And we also wrote down the meaning of hazardous waste. Correct? So hazardous waste is nothing but something which is risky, dangerous, and has potential to harm our health. Now these are the images, followed by an image of radioactive waste material. Okay? Moving on to the next type of waste, that's farm waste. Now, under farm waste category, we saw that there is dirty, contaminated hay, which cannot be used as a source of fodder for cattle. Second type is the leftover and overripened or remaining vegetables, which are unfit to be eaten. Moving with the next are the vegetable waste, which we see in the market area. Now we have also got fertilizers. Yes. Now again, remember, fertilizers again leads to soil pollution, and it is also a major component which we as human beings are consuming and indirectly inviting many diseases. Moving on to the next category, that's electronic waste. We saw a huge list of it, right from non-functional TV sets, computers, PCs, CDs, floppy disks, laptops, cell phones, music system, computers, and other parts. And there are many more to go in this list, right? The fourth and the dangerous type of waste, that's our biomedical waste. I don't have to repeat it, I know. It includes all your dressings, gloves, needles, saline bottles, medicines, various test tubes, even body parts, blood parts, received from various hospitals, blood banks, laboratories, pharmaceutical industries, etc. And do not forget the bandages as well. Correct? The next type of material, waste material, which we saw is urban waste, which is collected from all city area. Now, this is very common when it comes to urban lifestyle or urban area, which includes all your garbage, all the waste generated through household industries, large commercial and industrial establishments, meat markets, correct, carry bags, glass, metal pieces, rods, threads, rubber, paper, various cans from the shop, n number of things. And last but not the least, vegetable and meat markets. Correct. Household plastics as well. Now moving on to radioactive waste. Now in this radioactive waste, I want you all to please remember the examples, because this could be asked whenever you are answering either MCQs or while you're going to solve any match the following questions. List of waste could be given and you need to categorize that this particular waste material belongs to which group of solid waste. Okay, and it includes your radioactive material like strontium-10, cerium-141, barium-140, along with uranium mines. Remember at least these 4 names very nicely. It also includes your atomic research centers, nuclear weapons used for testing. Moving on to the mining sites, where we get mining waste, and this was the very last slide which was told. And what happens at the mining site? Remains of heavy metals like lead, arsenic, cadmium, all these substances come to the upper layer of the soil. And by chance, if the soil is migrated to a different place, and it should not happen ideally, if this soil is somewhere used, then it is potentially very, very harmful for us. You want me to show the radioactive slide again? Okay, I'm taking a step back. If you want, you can know these names of strontium, cerium, barium-140, all of these things. Do not forget uranium as well. Even if uranium is asked and not uranium miles, it's still the same. My voice is cracking. I hope we'll be clear now. Okay, moving on to the next part. Now we have understood the different solid waste which are present, right? Now from all these things, we are generally going to categorize them into 2 groups. The very first one, which you are able to see in front of you, what does it include? It includes all vegetable waste, it includes all your leaf, it includes all your kitchen waste. So I can say it's all the waste which is organic material inside it. Yes, such a material which can be readily decomposed. And such material which can be decomposed is called as biodegradable waste. Coming on to the second category, which cannot be decomposed, which needs to be recycled. Now remember, all non-biodegradable waste cannot be recycled. Not all of them. It's a mixture. In the category of non-biodegradable waste, you get everything like glass, metals, plastic, styrofoam, your thermocol, every, different materials comes into this category. Not necessarily all of them could be recycled. Remember, I'm saying it again and again. So broadly, before answering that, can we recycle all of this together? No. Now we are knowing the categories. Now what we need to do is we need to divide them. Divide them into 2 basic parts, right? One as biodegradable waste and second as non-biodegradable waste. Now I want you all to learn a little more into the same topics. Let us see what is biodegradable waste and non-biodegradable waste in detail. Why? Because in your exam, you could be asked a question on this, in which you need to write what is this type of waste, what it includes, And you also need to write the second name for this waste. Now, what do I mean by second name? Let's have a look at it. First, that's biodegradable waste. By just the name itself. Now, after explaining, I need you to write these points. Number one, this type of waste is easily degraded by microbes. Degraded is decomposed. And who is going to do the work of decomposition? Obviously, microorganisms. Correct? Second, it mainly includes, what all things it includes? It includes your kitchen waste, which contains all spoiled food, fruits, vegetables. Other than kitchen waste, it also includes ash, soil, dung, and parts of the plants. Now, there is still a longer list to it, which means all the materials which are organic in nature. Yes, answering few of the questions present in the chat box, we can use this organic waste as compost once the decomposition has taken place completely. We cannot directly use them. What is dung? Dung is nothing but gobar, the fecal matter of cattle. Ash is nothing but the amorphous substance, powdery substance which you get after complete combustion or burning of wood. That's ash. Now, this waste is mainly of organic type. See, therefore, it is also called as wet solid waste. So expect an MCQ that biodegradable waste is also called as dash. Your answer has to be wet solid waste, or you can also call it as a wet garbage. Okay? Remember, biodegradable waste is also called as wet garbage. This is the second name. And this has to be written if at all question is asked on biodegradable waste. Okay? Now what happens if it is carefully decomposed? That means अगर पूरा decomposition अच्छे से हो रहा है, then we can get compost out of it and also good quality of fuel out of it. Now, which type of fuel is extracted? Can anybody tell me? Biogas, CNG, ethanol, methanol. There are many answers. Right? Have you ever studied something about biogas plant? Yes. What is done? There's a huge pit which is dug inside. Correct? It is cemented. Then all these different layers of wet garbage is arranged with soil, hay, dried leaves. Layers are been arranged and oxygen is given inside. A little bit at the first. Then what is done? The lid is closed. Pit means gadda. And slowly and eventually, since microbes are present, they will start the process of decomposition. And what happens in decomposition? Bigger substances are broken down into small substances. Already microorganisms are so small. They are going to digest all this available organic waste. And once this complex substances are converted into finer and simpler substances, we say that decomposition has taken place. Now, after the process of decomposition, what product we get is called as compost. And meanwhile, the gas which is present, this gas can be used to light the burners of the kitchen, also called as natural gas. Understanding? And yes, there is also major role of few bacteria into this. Major amount of gas which is extracted is called as methane gas. You'll get the same gas, some amount of same gas, even in your LPG cylinders. Therefore, if you anytime pass any biogas plant, you will get a very pungent smell, a very different smell. And you cannot inhale methane for a longer time. Even if, let's say, you are walking through a footpath and there is lead of any gutter placed open, एक specific gutter का अगर कोई lead open है, you get a very peculiar smell. What is the smell belonging to? Now listen, this is the smell of methane. How methane smell is coming from the gutter? In the gutter also there are organic waste, or do you have only water running out of the gutter? No, there's also few amount of garbage always present, right? And this organic waste will start decomposing in the gutters itself, which will give that smell of methane. Okay, so I want you all to write this 4 points quickly, giving you half a minute. What are biofuels? Okay, meanwhile you all are writing, I'll quickly answer the questions which are present in the chat box as doubts. Why is garbage separated? See, if garbage is not separated properly, shall we be able to make the best use out of it? Or if we are mixing wet and dry waste, we'll be able to recycle them properly? No, obviously not. So that's the answer for your question. What is biofuel? Okay, any fuel which is obtained from any living organism. The living organism could be any animal, plant, or microbe. Such type of fuels are called as biofuels, which includes any form of living organism into it. Is ash also degraded by microbes? Yes, even ashes are degraded by microbes. Is fossil fuel also given out in this process? No, fossil fuel is not given out in this process. This is a process which takes place in biogas. Fossil fuel ke liye there's a different thing. How are metal recycled? So metals are first collected, then they are categorized based on whether they belong to aluminum or they are iron, or there are some metalloids which is mixture, और दे आर नीदर मेटल नॉन मेटल्स. उन सारी चीजों को हम लोग मेटलॉइड्स कहते हैं. All those things are separated and they are put up into a huge furnace. Furnace is a big setup ranging from a height of 2 to 3 floors in its height, made up of very strong metal, and niche se there's a lot of fire given to it, so that the entire metal, only one type of metal at a time, will be liquefied at its melting point, and then it will be clarified, filter, and then recycled to make any other different type of metal by putting it into molds. That is how metal is recycled. Can we obtain fuel from plastics? Not right now, but yes, we can recycle plastics for now. How to differentiate between radioactive substance and hazardous substance? See, when I'm saying hazardous substance, that means it's risky. So it could be poison, it could be explosive, it could be flammable substance. Hazardous is dangerous, and dangerous ke category mein there are various substances. So radioactive substance is under the big branch of hazardous substance. And how to identify radioactive substance? Ideally, it cannot be done through your hand. You only need good machineries for it. Radioactive substance will be an element which will be unstable. Now, when you learn chemistry, you know that any atom is electronically stable. How? The positive and the negative is going to balance. Now, these are the substances which will continuously keep emitting radioactive waves, which are potentially very harmful for us as human beings. So these substances are called as radioactive substances. Miss, bones of different features can come into mining waste? No. How can bones of different substance? Understand, bone also belongs to an animal. So after a long period of time also, bones are also going to get decomposed. Teacher, what is the meaning of dung? Dung means gobar, the fecal matter or waste of any animal. In organic crops, is the fertilizer used? No. Okay, so I am done with your questions. Let's move on to the next type of waste, which is about non-biodegradable waste. Now, in front of you, you will be able to see how your vegetable waste mixed with soil can lead to give us a very finer compost. So this is how recycling of nutrients takes place. Okay, moving on to non-biodegradable waste. Now, if biodegradable waste is known to us, it is very easy to understand what is non-biodegradable waste. Okay, let's have a look at it. Number one, this type of waste is not easily degraded because it requires very long period of time and the use of various techniques. Now, let's say if I'm talking about metals, yes, very few trace amount of metals also get recycled in a natural way, but it would take some few hundreds years. Yes, I mean this. Hundreds of years will be required. Shall we wait? No, because usage of metals is a lot in our life. It also includes plastics, rubber, paper, and if we wait for all these things to get naturally recycled, it will be more than many decades, right? Therefore, we have started recycling them. Number two, it includes materials like plastics, metals, and similar materials. Now, it will include your glass, paper, fiber, different type of materials which comprises of wires, all those things. Next, this type of waste is also called as dry solid waste or dry waste. Do not forget this point. So whenever question is asked, either regarding biodegradable waste or regarding non-biodegradable waste, first understand. The first point will always be, why is this waste called as either biodegradable or non-biodegradable waste? The second point will be, what all things are present in this particular type of waste? The third point will be stating different names, unlike wet waste or wet garbage, solid waste, or dry waste or dry solid waste. So we have done with 3 points. That means 1.5 mark is for sure there. Now what else you could write is, you can give your fourth point as an example. This will ensure that you're getting complete 2 marks for a 2-mark question. Remember, each one correct point is going to fetch you half a mark if it is without spelling mistake. Okay. Now I want you to write these 3 points quickly. Non-biodegradable waste, a student has requested. It could be your kitchen articles, it could be your decorating articles, it could be any wall hanging frames, any art forms, maybe a furniture, all this material used into it. Okay, there's a good question asked to me. Ma'am, in public area, there are 2 dustbins, wet garbage and dry garbage. So it means that we have to put biodegradable waste in wet one and non-biodegradable waste in dry ones. Correct. And people fail to understand this. Now let's start answering a question. Okay? You have gone to a shop. It's a shop from where you're getting snacks, and you've taken any takeaway item. It could be your vada pav, samosa, anything. You've got a plate into it. Okay, and this plate is a paper plate, usually which you get in your birthday parties earlier. After finishing your snack, you're about to throw this paper, the paper dish, into the dustbin. Which dustbin will you choose? Will it be the wet garbage or will it be the dry garbage? All those who wants to answer can answer on the host account. Okay, now there are many students. I'm liking the response. It's like more than 100 answers. Okay, now coming to what is the answer? Now understand the dish or the plate which you have used. Which material is it? It's paper. Now tell me, we all know that paper can be recycled, but it's, don't you think when you take the samosa or anything, it's a kind of paper now on which you've already placed your food or the chutney. Can it be now used into recycling? Will that paper be in the condition to be recycled? Unlike the normal shredders which you use, shredder is nothing but shredding paper is the raddi paper जो हम लोग के घर से जाता है. It only has ink on it and the paper quality is not disturbed. But the other plates which you use, for keeping your food in anything, can that paper be used into recycling? No. So where are you going to throw it? Obviously in your wet waste. Because remember, even paper is made of organic material and it can be decomposed. Okay, now if you've been to a wedding and you have a thermocol plate, where will you put it? It's a thermocol plate. Yes, everybody's messages are reaching. Please don't worry. Where will you dump the thermocol plate? And the answer to this question is in dry garbage. ठीक है, because no matter उसमें कितना भी खाना रहेगा, the remains of the food will go into wet waste and the plate will have to be thrown, or it should go to your dry waste container. Okay, now I'm assuming that you've written all these 3 points. Okay, there's very good question which is asked. Ma'am, where should we throw our e-waste? Can anybody answer this question? Where will e-waste go? Correct. E-waste should always go into dry waste. Now, usually, if you have your unworking mobiles, batteries, where do you throw? In the household dustbin. Tell me, is it the correct way to decompose or to dispose of such things? Obviously not. Then what should we do? E-waste means electronic waste. Saransh, please stop spamming. Okay. What happens once you have, a pile of papers at your home? You call the raddi wala, correct? The one which is going to come, collect all the things, and then he'll take it for recycling. Usually, we also give away our e-waste to them. Okay, but you also have few sites. You can get various companies which are available on the Google, which come at our doorstep, collect the e-waste, and they ensure that e-waste is properly disposed. Now, remember, have you ever seen recycling of rubber? It emits lot of poisonous gas, black color gases, smoke. Even for metals, the category is also same. So remember, there are various companies, because this Bangarwala actually gave it to a person who is not going to recycle the metal in a proper way. So ensure the way you are disposing of your household work or your household waste, it should be done in a proper way. No, we cannot melt a metal at home and put it into mold. A metal will require a range of temperature like 850 to 112 degrees Celsius, which is not possible to attain at home, and do not try as well. Okay. Now we are moving on to the harmful effects of solid waste. That what if we don't do this? Now we have seen what needs to be done. Correct? We have seen categories. We've separated both of them into two major criteria again, as biodegradable and as non-biodegradable. Now let us see what are the harmful effects of solid waste. And remember, this can be asked either as your personal response question. Complete the given following question in the below mentioned diagrams. The diagram can be kept as fill in the blank kind of option, or else you will have to answer it as 2 to 3 mark question. That draw the diagram. Okay. Now these are very common points, and I believe you know this. What if the garbage is kept in open? What all things it will lead to? It will add up to more amount of diseases. It will lead to bad odor. It will decrease the beautification of the place. It will also add on to air pollution. Correct? If the garbage goes somewhere and gets mixes in some water body, it will add on to water pollution, spreading of disease. Yes. So let's have a look at the common most effects or the common most harmful effects of solid waste. Number one, starting with effect on biodiversity. So whatever form of biological lives you have, there will be effects on all of them. Second, bad odor, which is very, very prominent. Yes, once I'll be done with explanation of the entire diagram, I just want you all to write these points one by one. But let me finish. Let us listen to everything carefully. Okay? Moving on to the third point, that's production of toxic gases. Yes. Let's say if there is something remaining in a specific box, till the time it's present there individually, it is not that harmful. But what if this waste is getting mixed with a different kind of waste, and now this mixture of waste is acting more dangerous? Okay? Such combination waste can also lead to production of toxic gases. Degradation of natural beauty. What is degradation? Decreasing the quality of something is called as degradation. So degradation of natural beauty. Obviously, I've seen the very first place. Yes, it was a public area. Kids were present. It looked like a beach-like area, but only because of this garbage, the entire beauty was spoiled. Although lush green was present everywhere. Moving on to next, most common air pollution. Temperature. No, it's not, it should not be here. It's water pollution and soil pollution. Temperature should not be there. It's water pollution and soil pollution, both of them. And last but not the least, spreading of disease. How many of them in total? Give a quick count. 8 of them. Right? So any 2 will be given to you. So remaining 6 blanks need to be filled by you. Again, a 3-mark question could be asked. Remember, just a 3-mark question. You get this as the last question. Personal response question. Carefully read the below given diagram and fill in the appropriate blanks which are present. Right? Now that's how harmful effects persist. So do we feel is there any necessity to clean this mess? Is it a happy sight to look at? No, obviously not. Are humans responsible for this? For the image which you are able to see? Absolutely yes. If humans are responsible for the all waste which is present, tell me why is it required to manage waste? Now manage waste is जो भी waste हमारे पास generate होता है, जितना भी waste produce होता है, we need to carefully dispose it of. And doing this thing perfectly is called as managing it. मतलब बायोडिग्रेडेबल के कैटेगरी में, नॉन बायोडिग्रेडेबल के कैटेगरी में, देन फर्दर वहां पे बात खत्म नहीं होता है. देन अगेन यू नीड टू सेपरेट द वेस्ट, अगेन यू हैव टू कि कितना रिसाइकल होने वाला है. So all these things is going to come under management of solid waste. Therefore the topic itself says it's called as solid waste management. How do we manage the existing amount of waste which is present? Yeah, I'm getting back to the slide. If you have to write this, there are few students who are requesting the slide. That's harmful effect of solid waste. Are there any organizations that take care of solid waste? Yes, there are many of them. Yes, you will have to write this. What do we mean? What do you mean by bad odor? Bad odor is gandi bas. How can metals be decomposed? No, metals cannot get decomposed. I mean on a larger scale. It could be recycled. Now, thank you everyone. I'm stopping the lecture right here. I am sure you have a different class by 5. Thank you.